Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Marvel's upcoming Eternals film, recently rescheduled to February 2021, and rumor has it has a fully cut trailer ready to release whenever we know when we can go see movies again. Looks like the MCU installment that will answer many of our questions, like why do most of the cosmic events of the MCU tend to revolve around Earth? What are the Celestials, and what's the deal with their random sightings throughout the MCU thus far? And where are the goddamn mutants? And does Kumail's insane abs mean he's one of them? Recently, longtime comics writer and Thanos creator Jim Starlin revealed some potentially huge news about the Eternals, that a young Thanos may appear in this film. I'm gonna break down everything we know about the Eternals, and spoiler warning in case it ruins your life. Okay, so some background. The Eternals are immortal beings living in secret on Earth since ancient times, many of them inspiring real-world mythologies. The cast will include Gemma Chan as Cersei, Richard Madden, Robb Stark, as Icarus, Angelina Jolie as Thena, Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo, Salma Hayek as Ajak, Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos, Lauren Ridloff as Makari, Leah McHugh as Sprite, Don Lee as Gilgamesh, and Barry Keoghan as Drigg. Jon Snow, Kit Harington is playing Dane Whitman, a human who falls in love with Cersei, most likely after blowing this Eternal secret wide open. In the Marvel Comics, the Eternals were created as an experiment by the Celestials, essentially the gods of the Marvel Universe. They're big, and they wear armor. There have been 3 Celestials established so far in the MCU. Eson the Searcher, shown in the Collector's Infinity Stone origin story, who once wielded the Power Stone. Ego, Peter Quill's father, identified himself as a Celestial in Volume 2, which was a change from Ego the Living Planet in the comics. And Nowhere is set in the severed head of another unknown Celestial, who in the Marvel Comics was decapitated by the symbiote Clintar deity Null. Also in Thor Ragnarok, one of the attendees at the Sakaar Arena was dressed up as a Celestial, though again, real Celestials are thousands of feet tall. The Eternals movie will show us more Celestials, with concept art showing an additional 4 of them. In total, there are 20 named Celestials in the Marvel Comics, and you can see all their names there. I'm not gonna bother reading them, I already went through all the Eternals. In ancient times, the Celestials created the Eternals, but they also created their enemies, the Deviants. And this creation process also yielded both humankind on Earth and mutant kind. Thanos is technically an Eternal. He was born to Eternals Alars and Suisan on Titan. But he was born with a deviant gene, making him a freak! So they nearly stabbed the baby to death. The cinematic universe appears to be keeping this lineage intact, with Red Skull identifying Thanos with his father's name.
Thanos, son of Elos.
Now, Jim Starlin created the character of Thanos. He actually cameoed in Cap's support group in Avengers Endgame. Recently, comicbook.com asked Starlin about Thanos' arc in the films, and he responded, "I understand that the story's not completely ended. I think a young Thanos appears in the Eternals. I remember reading that somewhere. They made a shitload of money off this guy, so I don't see them retiring him anytime soon. Comic book characters tend to have an extended lifespan beyond the actors who work on them. I'm half expecting to see much more Thanos down the line." I love this guy. Now, Starlin isn't working directly on the Eternals production, but anytime they use Thanos in a movie, since he created the character, he is credited and consulted. And Starlin's statement seems completely plausible. Every new Marvel movie, especially for characters that haven't appeared in movies so far, tend to feature some recognizable tie-ins that fans already know from past films, like Ant-Man featured Falcon and the Avengers Upstate Campus. Captain Marvel featured a de-aged Nick Fury and Agent Coulson and the Tesseract and the origins of the Avengers Initiative. Doctor Strange was at least teased in a shout-out in Winter Soldier, and yeah, brought in another Infinity Stone to the MCU. Nothing is truly standalone. The interconnectivity is key in all of these. And the Eternals, until now, seem to be just baiting us nerds, mostly with the Celestials concept art. Celestials being a background component of the Marvel mythology that general filmgoers probably don't know that much about. So whenever this Eternals trailer comes out, it's gotta do something to make everyone feel like this is definitely a Marvel film. And a subplot focusing on young Thanos' origin story sounds like a great way to get the fans excited. And not just for that younger bud. Look out, Kumail. You know, I suppose it's hard to know with certainty any of this stuff. Just like it's hard to know if someone has a wallet in their front pocket if it's so sleek and discreet. Sleek and discreet like the Ridge in my hand. Thanks to the Ridge for sponsoring this episode. The Ridge helps you carry what you need every day. From their flagship Ridge wallet to their portable charging commuter backpack, they want to make the most out of what you are bringing with you. The Ridge wallet is made of military grade materials like titanium and carbon fiber. It is a clean, stylish design and is chainsaw proof. Yes, someone tried to fight this wallet with a freaking chainsaw and they lost. This baby is their forged carbon wallet. They do have other colors, including some very flashy tiki designs. This is light and strong. It blends in with your eternally black shirt. It's like a diamond in the rough. Ridge makes it easy for you to buy with free shipping and free returns and a lifetime guarantee. It's got 30,000 5-star reviews, so yeah, they're doing something right. They also have great backpacks and travel bags with RFID blocking pockets and optional device charging batteries. Get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/newrockstars. That's ridge.com/newrockstars and use the code newrockstars. Find the link in the video's description. Look folks, think about it. It's awfully coincidental for multiple Infinity Stones scattered across the cosmos after the Big Bang to end up on Earth. Odin hid the Space Stone in Norway in the 10th century, never explained why. The Mystic Warriors kept the Time Stone in Kamar-Taj on Earth, when we know from characters like Kruger that sorcerers exist everywhere. But it has been suggested that the Celestials had some role in the stone's history, with Isan wielding the Power Stone, and Nebula describing the Soul Stone's home of Vormir as
a dominion of death, at the very center of celestial existence.
So a young Thanos origin story in the Eternals could explain this history. It was the Celestials' decision to create the Eternals and the Deviants and the humans on Earth. Perhaps the Celestials' goal was to create a relatively peaceful planet away from the rest of the conflict with comparatively primitive technology, and they entrusted a couple Infinity Stones to the Eternals to help them watch over the planet. And over the millennia, maybe the Eternals kept the planet removed from the war-plagued fates of other planets. Like in Thor the Dark World, Dr. Selvig talked about ancient ruins around the world that gave the coordinates of the deadly convergence. As a way to help future societies, that could have been one way the Eternals kept us safe and isolated. But then, the discovery of the Tesseract by Red Skull changed everything. Launching Hydra, launching the Avengers Initiative, resulting in this escalation that Thor pointed out in the first Avengers.
Your work with the Tesseract is what drew Loki to it, and his allies. It is a signal to all the realms that the Earth is ready for a higher form of war.
Perhaps the reason this discovery was made is because the Eternals dropped the ball, distracted by their hidden war with the Deviants. So the Celestials' attempt to intervene and try to end this conflict might have been Thanos, an Eternal born mysteriously with a random deviant gene, a genetic defect that could have been a hopeful miracle by the Celestials to bring this Eternals and Deviants war to an end, a champion son of both sides. And Thanos, to his credit, did aim to bring peace to the universe. Unfortunately, he concluded the only way to do that was a 50% universe-wide genocide. And based on his desire to tear apart the universe and start over in Endgame, there's definitely a desire to play Celestial in this guy's mind. So yeah, there's certainly an interesting backstory to how Thanos arrived at this conclusion. The fall of Titan, alluded to Infinity War, that would be very interesting to see as a flashback to contextualize the history of the Eternals and the Deviants, the Celestials, and the Infinity Stones. The VFX artist on Infinity War and Endgame already did a pretty damn good job mapping Josh Brolin's face on Thanos. Would it be that much more of an effort to bring young Thanos to life using Brolin's boy face from the Goonies? Or yeah, I guess they could recast the role with a younger actor, but I'm curious to know if this Thanos Eternals rumor is true. Who do you want to see cast as young Thanos? Comment down below with your thoughts, and a big thanks to Tony and Scythian, I don't know, on Discord for helping with finding that Avengers clip. The rest of you can join our exclusive Discord by becoming a patron at patreon.com/newrockstars. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe for breakdowns of everything Marvel. Thanks for watching, bye.